The president could barely contain his delight with the new United States-Mexico-Canada agreement USMCA, but warned other trading partners, including the EU, they were in his sights. Mr. Trump said the threat of tariffs has pushed Brussels, Japan and South Korea to seek out new trade agreements with the U.S. and declared it was a privilege for them to sell goods to America. He said, "If we can't make a deal with the European Union, we will respectfully put tariffs on cars." Mr. Trump insists his protectionist trade policies are leading to better deals for the U.S. "If we can't make a deal with the European Union, we will respectfully put tariffs on cars." Donald Trump, he said, "Without tariffs, we wouldn't be talking about a deal." He dismissed critics of his tariff policies as babies, and claimed it was such moves that had brought trading partners to the negotiating table. A new report commissioned by the German government shows the country, and the rest of the EU, would be plunged into severe recession if there was an escalation of trade disputes with Washington. The U.S. has already levied tariffs on imports of EU steel and aluminium, while Brussels has retaliated with tariffs on $3.2 billion worth of U.S. goods. Luxury German car imports are on Donald Trump's hit list. Image, Getty. Donald Trump repeats his threat to slap tariffs on EU car imports. Image, Getty. Negotiators agreed in July not to step up their dispute, but today's comments from the White House suggest Mr. Trump is showing signs of impatience as he again raised the specter of a 25% levy on imports of European cars. The report, compiled by 5 German economic institutes, said U.S. tariffs would lead to immediate job losses, productivity cuts and a likely recession across the EU. It warned, any escalation of the trade conflict, leading to considerable tariff increases by the U.S. on a broad front, is likely to trigger a severe recession in Germany and Europe. The researchers from the German Institute for Economic Research, the IFO Institute for Economic Research, the RWI Leibniz Institute for Economic Research, the Kiel Institute for the World Economy, and the Halley Institute for Economic Research, said retaliatory measures from the EU would soften impact and could even trigger a severe recession in the U.S. German economists say Trump tariffs could spark an EU recession. Image, Getty. Mr. Trump has often branded the low taxes on imported cars in the U.S. as unfair and blamed them for the decaying state of the U.S. auto sector. In May, the U.S. Department of Commerce launched an investigation into automobile imports to determine whether they threatened to impair the national security of the country. Mr. Trump's fury appeared directed towards German cars, which he claimed filled the streets of American cities. He said at the time, "When you walk down Fifth Avenue, everybody has a Mercedes-Benz parked in front of his house. How many Chevrolets do you see in Germany? Not many, maybe none. You don't see anything at all over there. It's a one-way street."